my behavior, my relationships, my actions. And so in a sense, the work I do in the morning is influencing really everything which is happening to me throughout the day. So the 2 steps, and in a way, spiritual learning is different from other types. When you go to university, you learn so much information. But here, we take one idea, go deeper and deeper and deeper. Now, this idea, I'm sure you've heard, but we've got to learn how to transform knowing into experiencing. This is what meditation is. So the first step of meditation is to know and experience who I am. And sometimes we think that, the aim of meditation is to be peaceful. Personally, I don't think that's the aim. The aim of meditation is to know and experience who I am, and automatically it creates a feeling of peace inside. The natural byproduct of self-realization is a very calm and easy mind, not only when you meditate, but actually when you go to the office, when you sit with your family. And so many of us love these ideas, and I'm sure that over these few weeks you've been doing the meditation lab, you've been experimenting. But almost everybody, when you begin to meditate, your mind will go everywhere. You'll almost do everything but experience meditation. And some people feel very frustrated and feel, I don't know whether I can do this. But actually, it needs regular practice. And the image I have for our inner world, our consciousness as it is now, it's like a tree. A tree has a seed, a trunk, branches, and leaves. The leaves are like my thoughts. We have so many thoughts. There's so many thoughts on the tree, the inner tree. But the thoughts are the end product of my inner world. And what often happens is that some of my thoughts are not comfortable. I don't like them. They're painful. They hurt me. And so what I try to do is I try to cherry pick out those thoughts. I try to pull them out. They may be thoughts of self-dislike. They may be thoughts of anger. And what happens? What's the law? I do remove them, but 10 more grow in their place. And yet what we see in the inner tree is what is feeding my thoughts are the branches. And the branches are really my mental and emotional patterns. And there's 2 main branches. The past, reflecting on the past. Some psychologists say 70% of our thinking is of the past, or worrying about the future. We're experts at anxiety these days. And think how many thoughts they create. Going over what happened, or the thought, what will happen? So much worry happening in my mind. But even what is feeding my mental and emotional patterns is my subconscious mind. All of us are sitting here in the present, but we carry this extraordinary record of our past. And in that, we have habits of fear, habits of insecurity, and habits of lack of self-respect. And so that is really feeding the branches and feeding the leaves. But what is the seed of my inner tree inside of me? It's my sense of who I am. It's my sense of identity. The principle of meditation is change the seed and you change the whole tree. Your mental and emotional patterns will calm down and your thoughts will definitely cool down. Rather than trying to pick off thoughts at the top, I go to the seed. What is really the essence? The seed is my sense of self, my sense of identity. And the seed of our tree at the moment, which makes our minds so peaceless, is actually that I am this temporary body with all my associated labels. Now, when I sow that seed, it grows 2 children. And these children make my mind incredibly peaceless. Even if I relax a little bit, the peacelessness comes back. It keeps returning. So these 2 children of this temporary identity of my body are my ego and my lack of self-respect. Now, when the ego is ruling my inner system, I call it the eye of arrogance or the eye of superiority. I compare with others and I think that I am better, I know more, I am right. And when it comes into my feelings, that's when I feel so easily insulted, disrespected, not valued, excluded, sensitive. Now, just think when those emotions come, how many thoughts do they create? How peaceless do I feel? Why do they come? Because the seed of my sense of self is false. I believe that I'm a temporary body with all the labels. My name is Charlie, I'm a male, I'm Australian, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. So that's like the first seed, shall I say, of my inner world, which is when I sow the false seed of that I'm a temporary body.
Om Shanti. I think Brother Charlie is having some connectivity issues, so we'll just hold on for a minute and we'll expect him to be back.
Others don't respect me. And when it comes into my feelings, that's when I feel hopeless, inadequate, inferior, worthless, shall we say, unworthy, and depressed. And so when the false I is ruling in my inner system, when I think I'm a temporary body, it keeps growing all these thoughts. Even when I sit to meditate, all these thoughts will come. And that's why the third I is the original I. And when I sow the seed of the original self, the seed of my inner tree, that I am an eternal soul. The soul is a wonder. The soul exists. The soul is just a point, and it sits in the front of the brain in the center of the forehead. I, the soul, am eternal, immortal, non-physical. I am the soul, and this is my body. And when I sow this seed in my inner tree, it's like I come home to a place where I really belong. I feel so easy about myself. I feel so relaxed. And I take the pressure off myself to look good, to be something, to impress others. And so if I really want to start to taste a more permanent state of peace, a state of calm that just doesn't go with me when I sit to meditate, but travels with me as I go about my daily life, I have to sow the seed of my permanent self and keep watering that seed with practice. My natural state is peace. My natural state is peace. And so I'm going to invite you to join me in just a few moments of meditation. And I know everyone is at home, but I am going to request you just sit quietly. Put down devices, just put down phones, sit quietly And I'm just going to offer a few thoughts that actually take me into this first stage of inner peace. Let me sit quietly. And with gentle determination, follow the thoughts suggested. To experience the depth of peace, I have to know and experience who I am. Let me begin the journey of letting go. First, feel yourself letting go, identifying with what I do. Feel yourself stepping back from your role as a parent, your role as a partner, your job, your title at work, your responsibility. That is not who I am. That is what I do. And now, look at the image of your body in the eye of your mind. Just see your body sitting in the chair. And observe all the labels. Your gender, your age, your nationality, your religion. All of these labels are temporary. That is what I represent, but not who I am. So feel yourself stepping back from all the labels of your body. And now, let go identifying with my past. What has happened to me, how people have treated me, what people have said to me. Just feel yourself letting go, stepping back, withdrawing to the essence of my being. Just feel yourself sitting so lightly in the forehead. Visualize yourself as a minute spark of life energy. I, the eternal self, act through my temporary body. I am a peaceful soul. and experience who I am, automatically my mind cools down. My inner world calms down. And I can taste the true sweetness of inner peace. The life of a meditator is to wake up early. Let go identifying with my roles, the image of my body, my past, and fill my mind with peace. And then, as I step into my day, I carry this peace with me. Peace is my natural state. Peace is my way of life. And even when a challenge comes to me, and I may lose my peace temporarily, in just a moment I can sit and reconnect with my true self and restore my peace once again. It just takes practice. We live in such an unstable world. The more I am stable in the experience of who I am, I become stable in peace. And I'm able to take this feeling into each part of my life. So thank you, everyone. And really, I can only absolutely encourage everyone to practice this first step. Who am I? I am the eternal soul. 80% of us believe that I'm something more than a body, but we don't know how to experience it. The second step, and to be frank with you, sometimes these days, I don't use the word meditation, because sometimes I think many people feel they try meditation, it's too hard to try to change my thoughts, because I haven't changed the seed of my thoughts. And this is why what I feel is that meditation is natural. Meditation is absolutely natural. It's my natural state to be peaceful. And what is natural to the human consciousness is just to remember. At every moment of life, I am remembering. Even as you watch this webinar, you are remembering what just happened, what you have to do, what someone said to you. You are constantly remembering. And this is why we often use this word just to remember, because when you remember, three things happen. First, you connect. Second, whatever your mind connects with, whatever the subtle thread of your intellect connects with, you are influenced. And thirdly, whatever you're influenced by gives you a feeling inside. So during a day, what is happening? As we work, my mind is jumping here, connecting there, influenced, downloading a feeling, jumping somewhere else, influenced, downloading a feeling. My mind is all over the place, connecting, being influenced and downloading all these feelings. So much mixed emotion inside. If I remember a family member, and I'm close to that family member, we have a good relationship. The instant the thread of my mind and intellect connects, I'm influenced by that closeness, and I have this feeling, this experience of warmth inside. But if I connect with a family member or someone at work I'm not getting on with, I'm in conflict with, the instant I touch them, my mind connects, I'm influenced by that conflict, I feel disturbed, I feel peaceless. And so the nature of the human mind today, just remembering this, remembering that, being influenced and downloading all these different feelings so that my mind is like a washing machine going through so much upheaval. The logic of Raja Yoga is to find a destination for your mind that's absolutely constant in peace, in love, in joy, in power. And that is a being which is absolutely pure. And this is why really the second step in meditation is literally just to remember to connect your mind with this constant source of everything your mind needs. Some may call it the divine, some may call the supreme being, the supreme soul. Whatever you do, but when I connect and I'm influenced by that being, what happens? I download all these elevated feelings into my mind. And so I feel completely stable. I don't have to be religious at all. But the logic is the human mind now is jumping so many places. We're so affected by so many different things. And so when I have one source I can go back to, and when I connect there, I'm influenced by this energy, this vibration. And you know, my experience in this world today, when you realize the first step, who am I? I am the soul. I become soul conscious. I feel peaceful. Secondly, I remember the Supreme Soul. I connect with the Supreme Soul. And it's like I'm influenced by that being. I live stream that vibration, that energy into my mind. So my mind has this very light feeling. We all know that when my mind is so light and sweet, how lovely is that feeling? This light vibration, this vibration of well-being. And when this vibration is in my mind, it sustains me. It sustains others around me, and it sustains the atmosphere. So many people today say, what can I do for my family members? What can I do for the people I love? They're going through a hard time. You know what you can do? Become a peaceful and loving being yourself, and just your vibration. And when your vibration is sitting in your mind, that lovely, light, sweet feeling, it will come through your face. It will come through your eyes. And those vibrations will sustain those around you. And so the 3 laws of remembrance, or if I can say meditation. First, pay attention to what I connect to, what I remember. Because if I keep going to the past, if I keep going to someone's bad behavior, what will happen? I'm going to feel down. I'm going to feel bad. So pay attention. Secondly, whatever I remember is going to influence me. It's almost like I come under a shadow. So if I'm remembering what happened, what someone said, if I'm remembering someone's behavior, it's almost like I put myself under their shadow. And thirdly, whatever influences me will create the feeling inside. And if the feeling inside is not good, it's not positive, it's not happy, then there's only one question to ask yourself: what have I been remembering? What have I connected the subtle thread of my mind to? So really, I'd love you to experiment with this, to observe what you connect your mind to. And I will guarantee that if you're not feeling happy, you're dwelling on a behavior, a memory, a mistake, something. And what we're suggesting is just all you have to do is redirect your remembrance to the Supreme Being, an unlimited source of all the feelings I need in my mind. Yes, it does take practice, but you can do this in a meeting. You can do this anytime during the day. You can take these few moments, and it's almost like the drops fill the ocean. You connect and you feel calmer, and then you're busy again. You have to fulfill a responsibility, meet someone, go to a meeting, and then you go back. You replenish, and then you come back into action. And when you finish the action, you go back, and you keep replenishing your mind and your inner world. Many drops make an ocean. And I would say that really meditation is for daily life. As I said, thoughts are the seeds of actions. And this is why, as I think you know, the Brahma Kumaris meditate with our eyes open. Why do we do that? So that you can take your experience into your relationships, into your family, and into your workplace. And some years ago, I was a guinea pig of an experiment about meditation at the University of California in San Francisco. Do you know there are more studies into meditation than almost any other scientific area at the moment? Thousands of studies. Because people realize we have everything materially, but we've lost the power over our mind. And I was a guinea pig at one of those studies. And I was with a scientist, and this scientist told me to sit in a small room, and she attached all these electrodes to me. I looked like Bionic Man. And I was in this room for 6 hours, and she was recording my brainwaves. Now, what she's interested in, it's a proven fact. Meditators can calm down their mind. That's known scientifically. But what she was interested in is when you go back into a family situation where there's differences, when you go to work and you're under pressure and stress, does the meditation just go out the window? Or can you take the benefit of your meditation into each moment of your daily life? And what she discovered was that those who meditate with their eyes open carry the feelings of meditation into their daily life. And so she gave me, I was in this little room for 6 hours, and I had to do all these tests, I suppose you could say. I had to count backwards from 1,017s and give her an answer. I had to do many things. She was putting pressure on me. She asked me to sleep, which is something I do quite well usually. She asked me to meditate. She was recording my brainwaves. And what she said at the end is those who meditate with their eyes open carry the feeling of their meditation into their practical life. I would really like to suggest to all of you that to just come on a program once a week, and then as soon as I turn off the computer, my mind goes back to its old thinking. No, there's 3 approaches to meditation. You can do it as a hobby where we watch a meditation lab like this, turn off the computer and go get caught up in life. I can do it as a discipline. I meditate every day, but I find a lot of people who meditate every day, they meditate, they calm, and as soon as they finish, their mind reverts to its old thinking, its old attitudes. Or I can do it as a lifestyle, where I put a little structure into every single day to sustain the sacred space of my mind, so that I sustain myself in all these challenging circumstances of the day. And that means I wake up early in the morning. And I would suggest, if you try it for 3 months, just do it every day. Give yourself the chance to really establish a meditation practice, like a meditation lab in your home, in your life. And then when you finish meditation, just don't turn off the music and then finish. No, step out of your front door with the awareness, I am a peaceful soul. And carry the feeling of being a peaceful soul into your day. Now, some days something will happen, you'll get disturbed, you'll get upset, you'll feel hurt. Don't worry, that will happen, but go back and reconnect once again and keep practicing, keep practicing. You know, to play at Wimbledon, how many years practice do you need? To play Beethoven's Fifth Concerto, you have to practice. But when you practice, you become the master. I would say moving into the future, seeing our world, there is nothing more important than a regular practice to care for my spiritual, mental, and emotional health. My whole life happens in my mind. My whole life meets in my mind. My thoughts, my feelings, my relationships, my memories, my reactions, it's all happening there. If I don't do something for myself, then the overactive mind even takes over, even more. And so what I'd love to do now is to invite you to enjoy another little meditation practice. So the first step, I become soul conscious. The second step, I'm beginning to remember the Supreme. And once again, I'm going to invite you, if you want, to keep your eyes open. And you can see on my screen, above my head is the image of light. If you feel comfortable, just rest your vision on the image of light. Keep your eyes open. Why? Because I'm beginning to practice to create this positive, peaceful state of mind with my eyes open, so I can carry it into my daily life, into my relationships, into my work. So my meditation meets my real life. So I'd like to invite everyone to really just use these few minutes of complete focus. And if you feel comfortable, rest your vision on the image of light in front. You don't have to stare, you can just blink naturally. Let me visualize who I really am. Visualize the self as the tiny point of life energy, the point of consciousness that sits in the center of the forehead, in the front of the brain. I am a peaceful soul. I, the soul, look through these eyes, hear through these ears, act through this body. But when I want, I let go and withdraw to the center of my forehead. And sitting in this stable place, I, the peaceful soul, rest your vision on a beautiful, radiant jewel of light, the Supreme Soul. A soul that remains eternally full of peace, full of love, full of power, full of joy. I begin to see that when I remember the past, I remember people, I remember problems, I'm influenced and I feel bad. But now I choose to remember this being of light. Feel the subtle thread of your mind connecting with this beautiful point. But within the point, an unlimited ocean of love. Just remember and feel the influence of this divine love entering the core of your being. Just allow yourself to be completely loved. Just watch your inner world settling down, calming down. And feel your mind feeling so full, satisfied. When the heart is filled with true love, it's like I need nothing, I want nothing. And my mind becomes so still, so silent, so peaceful. And I begin to observe that when I'm connected to who I am and to this Supreme Being, my vibrations influence the atmosphere. I can change the atmosphere in my family. When someone at work is unhappy, just my vibrations can cool them down, can support them, can give them the gift of good wishes and pure feelings. I begin to see how I can influence everyone more positively. Whoever I connect with, wherever I go, I become an instrument to change the atmosphere. This is such a beautiful life. But to sustain this life, I need to practice regularly. To meditate regularly or to remember regularly is an act of love for myself. Our world is so uncertain. We can't depend on anything externally. So giving time to learn to meditate is a true investment in quality of life. But it needs patience. The more I practice, the more stable I feel. And even though the world around me is fluctuating, people around me are fluctuating, I can hold these feelings inside. Thank you so much, everybody. And we only have a few minutes left, and I think if anyone has any questions, they're welcome to ask, but I'd really, really love to encourage you to really try to learn properly, because really it is the most powerful investment in quality of life. When your inner being is healthy, your relationships improve, your mental health improves, your physical health even is influenced. There's so much data that really your emotions influence your physical health too. So I'm going to wind up there because we just have a few minutes left, and I'm going to see if Praveen, if there's any other questions or any questions that I'd be happy to respond to.
Thank you, Brother Charlie. That was a wonderful session, and it was almost like we did not want to come out of it. But as always, the clock keeps ticking. That's one quality of the clock, and so there's nothing we can do about that. Among the discussions that have happened, I see that there's quite a bit of chatter going on in the chat boxes. One of the things that's embedded in there is actually wanting to know that there's a lot of attention and stress given to early morning meditation, and how much is the significance of that and the importance of that in our what you call as a spiritual lifestyle? How important is the early morning meditation to this whole thing?
Thank you, Praveen. That's a beautiful question, because you know, in a way, the way you set your mind in the morning influences your whole day. And you know, one image I have, just imagine your awareness in your mind is like soil. And you plant plants in soil. So when you wake up in the morning and you create this rich awareness, it's like this rich soil. And so you take this soil as like the state of your mind. And so all the thoughts, the plants that grow out of that soil throughout the day are healthy. So even when you're really busy, you have to speak to this one, answer this one, do this, do that. Because you've done the work in the morning, it influences your mind throughout the day. Because we all know the opposite. We've all woken up feeling down, feeling negative, feeling this, feeling that. And it's hard to get out of that feeling the whole day. And this is why what we do, I would really suggest to everyone watching, just experiment. As I said, to me, it's an act of love for yourself. And when you do, you help yourself, you'll actually help your whole family too. Just wake up, become awake, and just sit down and practice those 2 steps. And that is the step of connecting with who I am fundamentally. I am not this temporary image, I'm an eternal soul. It takes such deep practice. And when I become soul conscious, I connect with the light, the supreme, and feel that energy filling me. I do this every single morning of my life, no matter where I am, no matter what is going. It's the foundation that you build a stable, peaceful, happy life on. So, I would suggest wake up, maybe have a shower, do what you feel, but sit somewhere, the same place in your home, have a nice chair, somewhere where you won't be disturbed, and maybe just try 10 or so minutes first. And when you do 10 minutes, well, do 15 minutes. When you do 15 minutes, do 20 minutes, and watch what happens after a few months. Watch how you feel. I will guarantee you've built in a resilience in yourself. So when the inevitable challenges come at work or family, you have a resilience, an emotional, spiritual, mental strength to face and deal with them.
Thank you so much, brother. That was a wonderful explanation. So one more question that had come up earlier during our discussions around the whole pandemic that is going on right now across the world is that, where we are not able to travel across and be with some of the loved ones who need us during this time. So the question was really, how can one make oneself that powerful that we are able to send the help in a subtle manner to them? Some explanation from you about that.
There's 2 worlds. There's the seen world, the physical world. And that world we see through our eyes, hear through our ears, we connect. But the unseen world is my thoughts and my feelings. Now, while everyone's been watching this for the last hour, how many people have popped in your mind? A family member living in India, the UK, in China, wherever it may be, they just pop in. We just think it happens, but actually they've thought of you, and it's like it goes into your inbox instantly. Thoughts are beyond time and space. Thoughts are instant. So when you really understand this, even if your family members in India, the UK, China, America, wherever it may be, if you spray the perfume of your elevated thoughts towards that being, that soul, they will feel it. You can actually support them through pure thoughts. And I would say there's 2 types of support. Emotional support, which is that where you talk, ring up all the time, trying to encourage people. What happens? They go up and then they come back again. They go up and then they come back. It's holding their value in your attitude. And this is a very subtle thing. Know their virtues, know their goodness, because people have lost hope in themselves. But when you hold hope in them, your attitude holds their value. You can't underestimate the subtle power, strength, and support you give them. It fundamentally and definitely works, because we've lost the power of the mind. We've actually, what we do, we're just so, the mind is under the bondage, the jail of the 5 senses now. But the mind is the most powerful thing. The most powerful thing in life is a pure thought. And when you generate a thought of absolute love, I would say, for the divine, that thought energy can support people, heal people, anything. It has unlimited power. You know, really harness the power of elevated thought.
Thank you for that beautiful explanation, Brother Charlie. So really, on behalf of all of us, we would like to express our deep gratitude for Brother Charlie for today's session. And an hour is never sufficient for us to deal with this kind of a topic and this kind of an interesting discussion. So thank you very much, Brother Charlie, for today's session.
Thank you,
Like-
Praveen. Thank you, everybody. It's been lovely to visit Hong Kong, even though I've traveled just virtually, traveled in my mind, but really, really lovely to be with you. Thank you for your precious time. And I really have this pure feeling. I really hope you make a consistent practice of meditation remembrance as a part of your life.
Great. Thank you so much. And we have a few more people that we would like to express our gratitude to today. Of course, we would like to call upon the team of UNESCO. And they are like our platform partners, and they really created this umbrella under which we are able to do this wonderful program. And it so happens that today is a culminative session, and we are privileged that Brother Charlie has been able to join us in this one. So across series of 10 sessions is what we have experienced the meditation lab, all in all the platform created by UNESCO. So we would like to really call upon Brother Thiru, who has been instrumental in working with the Brahma Kumaris Raja Yoga Center from the UNESCO side and to create this platform. So we would also like to call upon the stage a very special guest from UNESCO, Mrs. Mitzi Liang, who's the Vice President of the UNESCO Hong Kong, and she's also the co-founder of the Local Peace Center. And very special set of people that we would like to call upon now are these set of people without whom the message would not get across to so many people. So these are our interpreter friends. And today we had three of them. And so we had Sister Sarah, who actually interpreted into Mandarin, and she joins us from Jakarta. And she's actually the center coordinator of the Jakarta Center there. We also have Sister Kushi, who has helped us with the Cantonese interpretation, and she's from Hong Kong. We have Sister Harsha from Mumbai, helping us with the Hindi interpretation. Um, really, friends, I mean, it's just God's work. You can see that all across the world, we have collaboration from people coming together to make this kind of a program. And also, we would like to invite, we would actually like to thank the event management team of the Kowloon Center for having, put together this program. I'd like to call upon the primary center that has been responsible for leading this event under the leadership of Sister Bindu. So would like to call upon her on the stage, and would like to just start quickly with Brother Thiru to share a few words.
Om Shanti, Brother Charlie, good to see you again. So last time we met in Hong Kong, I think it's about already 1.5, 2 years now. Time does fly, but because of
Yes.
COVID, we don't know we are still in the same year. So as you said, virtually we are connecting today, and it's always a great pleasure, and it's very big grace, to see you like this, and wonderful. And today, in this short period of time, we learn so much. As our brother Praveen was saying, 1 hour is not at all enough to get so much of essence out of talking, discussion with you. So it's a great pleasure, and thank you for joining us. It's wonderful. So now I would like to call upon our co-founder, Madam Mitzi, to say a few words. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Tirubai. Thank you so
you.
much.
Thank you, Thiru. Well, Om Shanti. We wish to thank, on behalf of UNESCO Hong Kong Association Global Peace Center, we wish to thank our program partner, Brahma Kumaris, Sister Bindu, for their continuous support to the Peacemakers Cultural Celebration. Today's guide and speaker, Brother Charlie from Australia, for a wonderful session, and thank you, Brother Charlie. Also, we wish to thank all interpreters today, and of course, thank Brother Pravin and the entire team from Brahma Kumari for their support. And thank you, of course, to all the participants from different countries. Om Shanti.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Madam Mitzi. Thank you so much, Madam Mitzi.
Thank you so much, Sister Mitzi. That was a wonderful, piece of gratitude expressed for everybody. You covered everybody, actually. And what you said reminds us that there are people from different parts of the world who've joined, mainly Asia, I would say. And so there are people from Malaysia, India, mainland China, of course, Hong Kong, yes. And also, I saw a few participants from Korea as well having joined. So thank you to everybody for having joined. Sorry, brother.
Also from Australia.
Also of course, from Australia. Yes. Yeah,
Of my friends who are also joining.
from Australia. Okay, wonderful. We also have Sister Chen. I think that, and if I may just call upon Sister Chen onto the stage, just to share a few words. Sister Chen has joined us from Beijing. Okay, there may be some connectivity challenges. I would definitely like to call upon Sister Bintu now to express some of her feelings. She is in the beautiful, as you can see, she's in the beautiful lighthouse there with the background, and Sister Bintu to share a few words.
Om Shanti, respected Brother Charlie, same follow us Sydney Center is light.
Yes, true.
Lighthouse. Thank you. Always appreciate us. Always accept our invitation. I'm very, very glad and heartfelt thanks. Mitzi, also thank you to join us. And Dhirubai, our partner, thank you very much. Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Bindu Ben.
Thank you, Bindu sister, and Om Shanti to everybody. Special thanks to all the participants because you have added so much energy into this session. Thank you very much for that. And also, since today is the penultimate session, then thank you for participating in this season of the Meditation Lab. And we are so happy that you were there, and we all enjoyed and went through this experience together. So once again, thank you to Brother Charlie, and Om Shanti, everybody, and have a lovely weekend ahead.
Thank you.